See? Word up. Kick the socks off and around, swing like a hot dog. Man, what up, no. Here we go.
The director saying this afternoon the officers were inside the school but did not take out that shooter for an entire hour, all while those little kids called 911 for help. ABC 13's Adam Winkler here inside the studio to break down the timeline on what investigators say happened in quite the stark contrast to what we were told in the beginning of this investigation.
Just days ago, Chauncey, as DPS tries to clarify this timeline, even Governor Greg Abbott says he was misled by some early information. As we learn more details, folks, we're just left with more questions. Now, according to DPS Director Steve McCraw, this is what we know at this hour. The shooter entered the school at 11:33. 2 minutes later, he was followed in by officers from Uvalde PD. The first 911 call from inside the classrooms, that comes at 12:03. By that time, as many as 19 officers from various agencies in the hallway outside the room where the shooter was. Tactical team members arrive at 12:15, but here's the kicker. Not until 12:50 was the classroom breached and the gunman taken out. This gap, according to the director, goes against teaching.
Texas embraces and teaches, the active shooter doctrine. The active shooter doctrine, as long as there's kids and as long as there's someone's firing, you go to the gun, you find them, you neutralize them, period.
We're also learning for the first time about the 911 calls, when they came and from where they came. Someone from inside room 111 at Robb Elementary called 911 at 12:03. Then look at this. There were calls to 911 at 12:10, 13, 16, and 12:19. Between 12:19 and 12:50, we are told, DPS says, 6 shots were fired inside the classroom. Minutes ago, I asked an expert for his takeaway as this timeline becomes more clear.
And when I talk about timelines, I tell people think seconds, not minutes. In the 23 attacks I've worked, most of the people have been shot in the first 30 to 60 seconds. So, getting law enforcement there quicker obviously helps, but frankly, I'd rather have staff in a building react faster.
The DPS director says the on-scene commander is who was ultimately responsible for determining if this was an active shooter situation or a barricade situation.
Child lost, 19 of them. There are stories like this, and parents who will never be the same. 10-year-old Amory Jo Garza was another 4th grader at Robb Elementary.
She was a real good student. She was a very good daughter, friend, very playful, very silly.
Amory loved to draw, do science experiments, and make people laugh. She wanted to be a YouTube star one day.
She was the perfect daughter, yeah. She was a perfect daughter.
When he heard about the shooting, Alfred Garza III raced to the school. While waiting for news about his own daughter, Garza says he tried to comfort the children who did manage to get out.
A man named Angel Garza, whose 10-year-old daughter, A. was killed just hours after receiving a certificate she was quite proud of for making the honor roll.
No, come on.
Angel Garza's daughter, A. was just 2 weeks past her 10th birthday when he walked this path on Tuesday, dropping her off at school for what turned out to be the very last time.
She was the sweetest thing, dude. She's so creative. She just got an award for being the most creative.
I'm a 4th grader also.
I don't know what to do, man. She didn't deserve that.
No.
She didn't.
Oh, she didn't.
I just want to protect my little girl.
It was her 4th grade classroom where that 18-year-old gunman opened fire, killing A. Marie at the very moment her classmates say she was calling for help.
We asked if there were any paid protesters in the house, and of course everybody shouted no and groaned. But you stood up and indicated that you are a paid protester. What did you mean by that?
Well, I meant, we all get paid to be to you know.
No, I don't know. Please explain.
Well, it's a difficult thing to explain, but basically, anytime that you're given the opportunity to protest and somebody will pay you to do it, that's like twice as good as just doing it on your own time.
So you weren't kidding around. You actually meant that you have been paid at some point to protest?
Yeah, like
How can I get in on that?
Yeah, okay, so you go to like georgesoros.com and you just sign up right there. You put your name in, you put your email address, and there's an empty box there where you say how many times you're willing to protest and how much you want to get paid.
And you get a check directly from Soros?
Directly from Soros.
That's incredible.
Signed by him. He even invited me to lunch.
Does he sign it in blood?
He said if I'm willing to like gather some more friends, I can get paid like twice as much for every friend that I gather and kind of set up a pyramid scheme.
And you can get rich just based on protesting for Soros, right?
I already have, yeah. So basically, I've been organizing most of the protesting that you see in California so far, and it's all due to being paid. If I wasn't paid, I would be, like skiing. What?
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I just wish more people knew about it because then we could actually like start a movement.